Hello everyone, I'm Hilary Chin. Thank you all so much for coming and watching on my YouTube channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to create interactive dashboards in using Excel. Okay, the first video we saw, you saw us how we walk you through pivot tables in Excel. Okay, we are going to be using that same data set to create some interactive dashboards. Please take these lessons very important. Okay, if you follow these lessons step by step while you practice, you are going to thank God in few years to come. It's very important. Data science and data analysis, these are skills that will always be in a job market, okay? Whether you are working with a development organization, whether a humanitarian organization, whether a purely business organization, or a company, or a supermarket, or a shop, etc., or even your own business, it is always going to be very important for you to get insight from data and understand how your businesses work. So what we are doing here, we are not just creating content, we are teaching you how to build a skill that once you build that skill, it remains in you. And that is why we are targeting secondary schools, we are targeting those who are leaving or transitioning from secondary schools to universities. It doesn't matter what you are studying, please pay attention and try your best to master Excel. So of course, stay connected and stay concentrated and stay focused. Let me walk you through and show you how to create a simple dashboard. When you see me creating these videos, please focus on the skill, practice it, learn some of the techniques I'm using. And when you do that regularly, you become naturally inclined with it and you become a pro. Let's jump in so I show you what I mean.
Hello everyone, so we are going to create a dashboard and make it interactive. Okay, so we want to create a dashboard looking at organization against boys and girls, and then activities against boys and girls. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to come here, click inside here, go to insert, and then we come to pivot tables, and then we insert our pivot table. We insert the first pivot table, okay, and we go to a new sheet and we click OK. Now we are going to name this pivot table organization, okay, because we want it to be analyzing organization against each child, each boy and girl. Okay, we'll come again to the same original data here, we go up again to insert, and then we click our pivot tables, and then we select again and we go to another new sheet, and then on this sheet we are going to name it activities. Okay, perfect. So this is just an example. You can keep doing this and creating different sheets. That's the first rule of thumb. So if we come here under organization here, we are going to come and choose organization name against boys, against girls, and against total children. Okay, so this particular sheet is going to be analyzing organization against the boys, girls, and total children. Now this particular sheet here with this pivot table will be analyzing activities against boys, against girls, and total children. Okay, now we can keep doing this on and analyzing it in terms of type of organization, but because of time, I will just go with these two. Okay, and what we are going to do here, we are going to come again, create another new sheet here, and then we will name, double click, we name this sheet dashboard, because this is where we want to design our interactive dashboard. Okay, and once you create your dashboard, you come up here to view, and then you remove these grid lines, okay, and remove this formula, because this has become your dashboard. Here I can put the grid lines because I want to maybe merge, but of course I would prefer to put it off, and then I can name here, I can begin to write here, I can say dashboard for analysis. Okay, so I can do this, you see, so it gives me an interface where I can just write, you know, merge. I can decide to change the font size, make it bigger, change the text itself, you know, just to, I can also decide to create borders around, you see. So that's it. And here now, I'm just doing this for the purpose of this video. You can make this even bigger, etc. Okay, but of course we'll go back now to our organization here. We click into this data here, and then we go to insert again. Now you see that the pivot table goes off here. Now what comes on is the visuals. So I'm going to click a visual that suits this particular data. So it shows me, we'll delete this off to clean our data. We'll go here, right click, go to hide all field, and then we click on here, we delete that, and then we come to this small plus here, and then we put our data labels on. Okay, that's data table labels. We just put only our data labels on, you see, and then we put the chart title on here, and then we just say that organization against children. Okay, organization against children. Okay, this is what this particular visual is representing here. So from here I can change the font size color, and I make it bold, and then I'll Control C, and I come to my dashboard and I click Control V, so I paste it here. Okay, so this is my dashboard. You might want to create this for your organization. Okay guys, so this is it here. We're already analyzing, so I'll go also to activities, click inside the data. Remember, we are coming from this organization. We clicked here and then we got this visual. So now I'm going to go to activity as well, click in here, go to insert, and then I also go look for a good visual that will suit this. Okay, and then I select this visual. Okay, and I'll click here, I click backspace to delete that. Now I want to make my visual clean. I'll right click and I hide all field buttons, and then I'll also click on one of these lines, and then I delete that. Go to this small plus here, put my chart title on, and also put my I'll put my chart title on, and then I put my data label on. Okay, and I'll say activities against children, right? Activities against children, right? Yes. So sorry, I'm not spelling that well. Against children. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'll just select all these, put it in bold, change the font size and the color, and it becomes a sweet visual. Control C, come to my dashboard, Control V. Okay, so here we go guys. So this is my dashboard. You could make this even more beautiful than what I'm doing here guys, you see. So the essence here is just to show you how you can build interactive dashboards in Excel. This is very important, especially if you want to become a good data analyst, especially with a project. You can also copy this and paste on a Word document, right? And then maybe those of you are writing project, your chapter 5, 4, 5, these can already start appearing there. There is one thing again I want us to know. Right here, I want to create what you call slicers. Okay, I'll come again to, I'll click inside one of the visuals, and I'll come and click insert, and I come here, these slicers will appear. I'll click. So slicers also serve as a filter. Okay, so I want to slice now as per organization type. So I'll just select and I click OK. So automatically this come on. It means that I can come here now and I slice this data. Okay, but if I click international organizations, you see that this data changes, right? It shows me just what international organizations are doing. Okay, and it shows me that international organizations is just B. And then it shows me that this international organization is B, this is the amount of boys and amount of girls and the total children they are reaching. If I come to national organization and I click, you see it shows that national organization there is C, and it tells me how many girls, how many boys and total children they are reaching. But now you see that each time I click this particular slicers, only this particular visual becomes interactive. We want to connect these slicers with this visual. So all what we are going to do is simple. I'll come to these slicers and I right click, and when I right click, it says report connection, and I click. Now it shows me all the other slicers that we have here. Okay, this other slicers here is for activities. So I'll come here and then I choose these activities. This one is for organization, and I click OK. And when I click now, you see that all of them are interactive, right? All of them are interactive. You see, all of them are interactive. So if I click UN agencies, it tells me what they are doing in education, it tells me what they are doing in protection, it tells me what they are doing in WASH, and then it tells me what the particular organization is doing in terms of boys, girls, girls and total children. Okay, so it tells me what the organization is doing in terms of the organization name and what they are doing in terms of the activity name. Okay, if I come to national organizations, you see that it changes and gives me this interactive visual here. Okay, you might be asking a very critical question and serious question. Now when I go to report connection here, you find other visuals, right? All the pivot tables that I have created. Yes, they are there, but I have hidden them in this sheet. One rule of thumb is that the way that this dashboard will be interactive is you will simply come here, right click, and then hide this visual. Don't delete it. You come to activities and then you hide it. Okay, you come even to this particular main data and then you hide it. Now only the dashboard now is left. Okay, why is it interactive? Because these sheets are still in this particular Excel workbook. If I click here and I go to unhide, you see these are the many sheets that I have created and many interactive visuals that I have created. I've just hidden them here for the purpose of the lessons that I am doing. Okay, so this is very important. You see I've brought one on again. So that's just it, guys. Make sure you don't delete those sheets, you just hide them so that the interaction will still be active. If you delete any of these sheets, this interaction will not be there because the data will be out of the Excel workbook and you lose that interaction. So that is it, guys. You see, so it's interacting. You can be more flexible to do this in different data. This is just to teach you how to coordinate this skill. Thank you all so much and stay blessed.